What's going on, everybody? I am back, and in this video I wanted to go over Cleanspark and Bitcoin, what's been going on recently, and also what's about to happen here for Cleanspark. So let's get into this video. If you guys like these videos, consider hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Definitely helps my channel out, gets it out to more people. Check out the links down below for some stocks and cryptos. Consider joining my membership. And let's look at Bitcoin and Cleanspark. So first, what's Bitcoin doing? Well, it has pulled back a bit. It reached nearly 30,000, 29.5, and now we're back in the 26s. And you'll notice this consolidation we've been having. I think a break of roughly 26.6 would push us even lower, and it'll be important to watch this uptrend. We've maintained this uptrend for the majority of this new year. However, we did break it, test the 200 MA, and bounced right back into it. So we will see if we use this ascending support again here. But to me, Bitcoin is still looking great, and any pullbacks in my eyes is a great time to add. Now, if we do break this ascending support again, if we do break this, what looks like a support, our next level to test would be this 25.2 area that was a strong resistance previously. And next up, I wanted to go over Cleanspark, Clsk stock, and show you guys the chart and also go over the last mining updates, because our next one is approaching just a couple days away. And I do expect some pretty good things as Bitcoin's price has gone up quite a bit in March. So the Bitcoin that they'll be selling this month will look a lot better in price, at least, than January and February. And as I've said before, we need roughly 14 million to at least meet our revenue expectations, which would indicate a record-breaking quarter in terms of revenue. So let's quickly look over their January and February mining update, and I'll give you my thoughts moving forwards. And I did post both of these in my Discord. I'll leave them down below as well in the description. So first off, in their January mining update, they sold 624 Bitcoin, whereas they mined a little bit more than that. They actually held more Bitcoin in the January month than they sold. And they did sell their Bitcoin in January an average of $19,000 per Bitcoin, which pulled them in nearly 12 million, 11.9 million. And their daily Bitcoin average is actually better than February. They saw 22.5 average per day and a high of 24.2. Now in February, they mined less in January. They mined 576. And this is the year's shortest month. But you'll notice that they sold 778 Bitcoin, whereas they mined 576. So we saw a difference here compared to January. We actually saw them sell more Bitcoin than they mined in February. And as for February, those 778 Bitcoin that they sold was at an average of 23,000 per Bitcoin, which brought them in nearly 18 million or 17.9 million. You'll notice they had a daily Bitcoin mine. Despite this being a shorter month, they mined less per day on average. Their average was 20.6 with a high of 21.5, so a little bit less than January. This could be due to the fact that Bitcoin's price increased in February, and a lot of miners likely jumped in, increasing the difficulty. Now, I do expect the March mining update to be a lot better than February and January, and I do expect that they will in fact hold more than they end up selling. For one, this is a longer month, so we'll likely see more Bitcoin mined than we see in February, and also Bitcoin's price has increased, so they will likely need to sell less to meet their revenue expectation. But as I've said before, they need roughly 14 million in March, which I think is very, very doable. And that would put them right in between February and January in terms of how much money they pull in for their Bitcoin sold. But one thing I'm looking for in March is to see that they actually held more Bitcoin than they sold, and we'll see that in a couple of days here. But I do think this 43 million is very hittable, and this will be a record-breaking quarter for revenue. Now, one thing you'll notice with Cleanspark's chart is the MAs are getting awfully close, but they have not yet crossed. And I think this mining update can be the catalyst that crosses these MAs if we do see a really good mining update. And in my eyes, for now, this is the only catalyst that we have for Cleanspark until next earnings, which is over a month away. But you'll notice that we just keep finding resistance at the 200 MA. We tested it right here, and I do think we're about to test it again and potentially break out this time. One thing you'll notice is the 50 MA is actually curling upwards, which is the first time we've seen that since March of 2022. So I think we are gearing up to have that golden cross very soon. And as for the EMAs, the 50 is very close to the 100, the closest we've seen in a while. And I think we are seeing a flip there, and then it's just a flip of the 200 EMA. Now currently Cleanspark's stock price is $2.50, and I do think this is a somewhat important level to hold. If we break this, we're going to be testing $2. But this $2.50 area was a previous resistance. We'll see how it holds as a support. We did recently break it, but we quickly bounced right back in. And also one thing you should watch out for is volume. Volume has been increasing, and if we can see volume increase even more on a golden cross, that could be a golden ticket. But I'm curious, what do you guys think about Cleanspark's upcoming mining update? Do you think they're going to crush their numbers? Do you think we're going to see more Bitcoin sold than they actually mine in the month? Or do you think they're going to add to their HODL balance? This is definitely an important catalyst for Cleanspark over the next couple days, and I will be covering it, so stick around. But I'm curious what you guys think about where Cleanspark's going, where their mining update's going to be. Are they going to see record-breaking revenue again? And is this the beginning of where things get better and better? But thanks as always for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.